Welcome to Actorspokee, our sit around and talk about the movie segment. Tonight, I'm joined with Steve, Connor, Chaldea's co-create, whatever that word is, co-director, co-creator, co-writer, pretty much everything Chaldea related. Sarah Moore, our social media princess, and our podcasting manager, our Actoroke technical producer, Marcus Mays. And tonight, we are joined by our special guest, Satine Phoenix. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Satine, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show with us. Thank you for
so good to see you all.
hanging out. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How you guys doing? That was super fun.
We're doing good. Yeah. Having it. Yeah. This is, we're kind of like
here in a blanket with you guys.
Nice and cozy.
I'll skip the blanket. The anvil is really hot today. Our studio, it's in a warehouse. There's no air conditioning, and it's a little hot up here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that's okay. So what'd you think of the final episodes? Well, Satine, but everybody. Anybody? What'd you like? What didn't you like?
Oh, first, because obviously I'm a producer, I love the edits and the cuts. Super fun. I love how serious some of the characters are and how playful the other characters are. It makes it really dynamic, lightens up a lot of the mood when things get really dark. The variety of characters is so much fun. The sound effects is super fun. Yeah, you guys have made something here that is remarkable. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. That's very generous of you. We'll take a bow. Well, and I thought your performance was fantastic. Satine, you've got a great voice and a great presence and a wonderful outfit. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just come off of the Maison Planet 7 stream. And I still had all my makeup on, but luckily it was really fun. It was kind of appropriate for that moment.
Yeah, it definitely worked.
Yeah, exactly. So, Steve, what are your thoughts about the episode tonight?
It was fun to finally see the Samarian hunt finally come to its rightful conclusion. People thought it was all about the barbarians going out hunting, but there was actually kind of a different hunt that was going to happen. And I think that's cool. The interesting thing was we didn't actually see the wild hunt. We didn't see where Brigthwina went to or where Master went to. We kind of saw the results there at the end. They were all covered in blood. So I kind of wonder what happened there. And so we're actually going to show that in a KI article right there, Peter.
That's right. We're going to have a Carnarvon informant article that describes the hunt itself. So
if they wanted to find that article, where would they go?
Oh, I don't know.
You could go to worldofchaldea.com for that. There's a section that has the KI articles, or you can go to our podcast, which is Tales from Chaldea on podbean.com. And then I read all of the KI articles as Poppy. So you'll get to hear that as well.
Lots of good content over there at that website that you should definitely check out.
How about you, Sarah? What was your favorite part of tonight's episode?
I really loved the art. I think the art gets better every single episode, and the art pieces that were in here were so wonderful. I particularly loved the image of Sally clobbering one of the hounds.
Yeah.
It was very dynamic. It was super, super cool. And also sort of relatedly, it was super fun to be on screen with all of the barbarians at the same time for this episode. I believe this was the only one that we recorded all together. So it was very, very cool to be able to play off of each other in that way.
Definitely. And I gotta say, I mentioned it in chat too, but Sarah, you did great with the reaction shots. Actually, all the lead characters are. John Bishop's really good with them, and it's fun to watch. When you see it the second or third time, especially, you start to be able to catch a lot of the reactions.
Was particularly happy with when they're all supposed to be silent and they're sort of making fun of Brigthwina when she's praying. And when I wrote the script, there's they're supposed to be quiet. This sort of format. How good can it be if you're supposed to be quiet? But I thought it came out pretty good. Didn't you think?
Yeah, that was funny. So, any other observations anybody wants to bring up about Actoroke in general or the season?
I
this
would,
is
I think for me, like this episode, I really liked how much I like Torgrim. Torgrim is like, this episode had a lot of good Torgrim, a lot of good, getting to see Daryl's role playing through, then to Steve's script and reading through that, and then seeing the interpretation of John. Like, it's especially this episode was really like Torgrim heavy. A lot of his, I dug it. I thought that was really, everything was running on all cylinders with that for me. I'm a Torgrim guy. I'm a Torgrim and Pansy guy. That's all.
Team Small.
I want to know something.
Yeah.
How do you guys edit that and edit it so fast?
Peter.
Well, actually, this is the only episode that I didn't do all the editing. I did so we recorded on Thursday, and then by Sunday I had gone through all the footage and cut it up. Like, okay, use this take, etc., and recorded all the narration. And then Chip, who is we brought him for the first time on. Chip is our editor of our primary storyline films, and he banged it out in 3.5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Before I in advance, I say, hey, Chip, I have an assignment for you, but the assignment is like 3.5 long, like 12, 14, 16-hour days of just editing, what turned out to be a 38-minute film in 3.5 days. That's the Actoroke style, Satine. Right?
It's been amazing how you've been doing this by yourself, though. Like the editing by yourself these last, like it is to see you go from when we finished the recording session for the actor session, then to see you in the meeting on Tuesday before that, you're like, I'm just editing. It's so amazing that you were able to do that. I'm glad that you have a little help this time. But I want to say, Peter, that's a lot of work that you took on your shoulders there. It was fantastic this whole season. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Well, and I want to deflect and point over to Steve, who writes the script in 5 days, because we record we record our RPG session on Thursday, and then he's got to get the script to me by Tuesday night, so I have time to break it down and send it to actors and all that sort of stuff. But I love it. I like it. I like this format because we've done a lot of our principal storyline films, and Satine, you've done some voiceover work for that, but that was like 3 years ago, and we still haven't released that. Yeah, we still haven't released that episode. It's so slow. What I love about the Actoroke is we just said, hey, rather than worry so much about quality and trying to hit a really hard bar, let's establish a really tight turnaround RPG session, actor performances, and edit, in 2 weeks from start to finish. That's crazy. And then let's just try and ratchet up the quality best we can, but keep to that sort of rhythm. It's just so satisfying to work with an actor and then get the performance out on the screen a week later. That's just amazing, right?
Yeah, that's a dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Well, the awesome thing is being able to do it, and then the more you do it, the more refined it becomes. And so eventually both parts will marry, and you'll be able to get high quality out fast. And that's only through repetition and time and practice. Yeah.
Hey, and you seem to be really enjoying acting with David Baxter. It was great to have him back.
Yeah, I watched the video and I didn't realize that our faces were going to be on at the same time. And here I am laughing and just being giddy because I love listening to him.
I missed that. I thought you were actually pretty composed.
I was losing it the whole time. Every time he said something, I was like, oh my God.
Well, he was funny. He was in our very first episode, and then we didn't. His character didn't show up in the story for the 4 episodes in between. So it was great to have him back. It's like, well, it makes sense. Brickman's going on a big hunt. Who's our main pack handler is, well, obviously the ogre, right? So
well, it's kind of funny. We introduce the story and we introduce him as the retailer who just sells dogs. They're like, why is there an ogre in this town selling dogs? What's up with this? Oh, have the mistress of the hunt in town, and he's the lieutenant. And
Somebody's got to take care of Unruly.
Right.
So hey, Marcus, you mentioned the Torgrim arc. I just have one more thought on that. I was very curious to see how it was going to end in the RPG session, because I knew that, well, if they're successful at rescuing Soraka and they bring her back, she's gonna. We had touched on this story much earlier in the season, where she showed up in town and like, oh my God, because Torgrim was an outcast of that clan, but he's not actually formally an outcast. He left, but didn't actually get kicked out. And so Soraka was like saying, hey, you could come back to the clan because technically we never kicked you out. And so, and I know that he made that Daryl felt a connection to Soraka the way I was playing her and all this stuff. So at the end of the RPG session, it was Soraka asking him if he was going to come back to the clan now, and I had no idea which way that was going to go, of course. And
I was surprised watching the RPG session. Like, I was surprised that he chose to stay where he was instead of head back. Yeah. I was too. I didn't know which way Daryl would go on it, but I love that. I love that part of it. That's like role playing. Is of course you never know what the players are going to do, but it's nice to bring that, tie it into film and go forward.
And I think that scene, the scene where they were having, I believe they were dining or they're having a meal or a snack over that scene specifically. I want to give a shout out to Daryl and you, Peter, for role playing that really well. But Steve, your adaptation of that scene was also fantastic. That was notably, I remember that very vividly. So thank you again, Steve, for your hard work. Thank you all of you for your hard work, really. Just all of you. Let's just take a second and say thank you.
Marcus, you had a crazy job during this, and having to switch everybody during the actor studio, especially. Like,
oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my camera off if you keep complimenting me.
I'm gonna keep complimenting you, and you're just gonna have to sit there and take it because you did a lot of work, and it was really hard, and you did great.
It's true. We've come to really feel quite fond about you, Marcus, and enjoy working with you because you always have it so tight. It's always great.
Yeah. Are you better now, Marcus? Are you cool?
So what is funny? So here's what happened. I'm gonna actually tell you this is a little behind the scenes. While you guys were complimenting me about how good I was doing, I realized I messed something up on the screen. So I was correcting that while you were complimenting me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
there's an example.
Yeah.
There you go.
Producer Ninja.
All right. Well, thank you once again for joining us, Satine. It was really nice to sit around and chat about this a bit. Yay.
And thank you, Satine, obviously for Gilding Light. Thank you for being a part of this, and we very grateful. We love being a part of this.
And thank you, Sarah.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Steve. And all right, well, that concludes season 1 of the Samarian Hunt, an Actoroke series set in the world of Chaldea. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for cheering us on. Thanks to all my cast. Thanks for all the players. It's been a delightful experience. And there are rumors that sometime down the road, maybe a Barbarians reunion, everybody come up here and do this in the studio. It'd be really nice. Stay tuned. We'll see. Maybe, Chaldea Christmas special, something like that. We'll see.
Actoroke will return.
Actoroke will return.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Good night.